What's going on, y'all? So listen. Girl, what is going on, y'all? So we are back again for another What It Is, and baby, it's a doozy, okay? Listen, I hope everybody has had a beautiful week. I have. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling really, really good. Um, and I just hope to continue to feel that way. But let's just get into it, y'all. Let's get into the mess of it all because wow. First off, the things that's been popping out. Let me just say this before I forget, because this is probably one of the last things that I seen and I didn't even write it down. But, excuse me, the situation with Sukiana, A1, and OK Cyrus or whatever, OK Osiris or whatever his name is. I'ma just say this. These days, you realize how much of a creep people really are and how much people know what consent is but don't care, or people really just don't know how to, respect boundaries, okay? Now, I understand the A1 situation. Sukiana, if y'all don't know who Sukiana, Suki with the good pussy, you know what I'm saying? So, the first time I seen her, I think it was Love and Hip Hop Miami. And so, she's very outrageous. She's all the way out there. She's a very sexual person or whatever. And I feel like sometimes she do stuff for a wow factor, but at the same time, I feel like it really is her. And when I say she's sexual, she's very sexual, okay? But at the same time, this situation that is going on with Suki right now is the prime example of when people want to say and use the excuse of, well, if you act this way and you put this stuff out, don't be surprised if this happened or that happened or that happened. As if that's an excuse for what happened with her, or as if it's inviting certain things. That is such an old, stupid, misogynistic way of thinking. You know what I'm saying? She was, the first thing that we saw was her being on Candy Coated Nights, the podcast that she Candy from Escape and Real Housewife has with her DJ A1 and all this stuff, and she be having special guests comes on. Candy Coated Lights, that's back in the day, she revived it or whatever. Cool. Sukiana was a guest, and the clip that was going around is talking about, penis sizes and stuff. And, they said at one point, A1, he was being really I know Candy Coated Nights, they talk about sex, they're very vulgar, whatever. I'm usually down for it. But once I saw that clip, and I don't care how it's framed or whatever, the way that he was talking about how, I know your pussy this and I know it's that and I just want to put my face in it and I can lick it and all this stuff and we can go back there in the back right now, and then showing her a picture of his penis on the phone or whatever, what it was. And I was just like, ugh, it was very much cringy. And I just felt like A1 was doing too much. I don't care if that was part of a bigger conversation that was being had. I just felt like he was doing too much, and it's sometimes that, some people really can't pick up on social cues and pick up on body language cues and all that. Suki was uncomfortable with that a little bit, and then you got Candy sitting there laughing and not telling him to stop or whatever, but hey, oh, we're going to let that pass, right? No, that was wrong. And you want to know what made it so disgusting for me? It was because of A1 in general. Something about A1 just does not really sit right with me all the time. And so I just look at him like he's a weirdo, okay? And you can blame the alcohol if you want to blame the alcohol, but he did do a little bit much. I don't care what it is. Then you get to the OK Cyrus or whatever his name is. You get to that clip where he basically was rubbing all up on her shoulders. It looked like they was at some type of celebrity basketball game or something like that. Rubbing all up on her shoulders, and then took her face, turned her head back, trying to force her to kiss him and trying to kiss her in the mouth twice. He did it 2 times, literally took her face, trying to kiss her all up in the mouth or whatever. And I'm just sitting here like, wow. And then the way that he just goes, he's laughing about it. And you got Lil Duval on this side, you got Funny Marco on this side, you got another dude next to Funny Marco. They looking like, what? Lil Duval looking like he don't see nothing, say nothing, hear nothing, okay? I ain't in it. My name is Bennett. I ain't in it. And then you see OK just going over there. He busting up laughing. He cracking up. It's so hilarious, okay? He having a butt gusting laugh. And I'm just sitting here like, what was funny about that? That was sexual assault. If you don't realize it and don't understand it, for those that say, oh, no, y'all doing a little bit too much. No. Consent is consent. Consent was not given. He forcibly tried to put his mouth on that Sookie's mouth. He forcibly tried to kiss her. That was sexual assault, okay? That was at least, you know, he invaded her space without her saying, you can go ahead and do this to me. That was assault, you know? And nobody said anything, to the point where a lot of discussions start coming up again because of the things that she put out, because of the things that she says, the way she, what she sings about, how she presents herself sometimes or whatever. You know, people are like, again, okay, well, at the same time, this is what you put out, so you should expect this to happen or whatever, so you can't feel a type of way. I hate when people do that. I hate when people do that. It's the same logic and the same notion that people who say to women who are out here wearing short shorts or a short skirt, or, you know, they have their cleavage a little bit exposed. Don't be surprised if somebody hit your ass. Don't be surprised, if somebody wanted to try to R-word you, then don't be surprised by that, okay? Because you invited that because of the way that you dressed and all this stuff or whatever. That's what y'all saying when y'all say shit like that, giving an excuse for what this boy did. Because he ain't no man. That's a boy acting like that, okay? But then again, you got niggas that be acting the same way. So hell, we can just call them whatever, man, boy, whatever you want to call it. But nobody stood up for her. Nobody said, yo, you need to calm that down. That's not right. You know what I'm saying? And it's just messed up. And I don't care which way he tried to slice it. I don't care what other type of footage you put in there. Again, it shows that you put your mouth on this girl without her saying anything about it or giving you consent to do so. And you crossed the line, and you should have, instead of telling people to put out the whole video or whatever happened before that, you should have just came on out and said, I apologize because I see now that my actions was not right. And then, you know, for the people that's just going in on her and saying, you know, like, consent is consent. That's what it all comes down to. If a person did not tell you, kiss me, you didn't ask them to kiss you, you not invite them to kiss you, you do not do that. You don't put your hands on them, you don't put your mouth on them, you don't put your body parts on them unless they tell you that's okay. All right? No matter what it is that they are putting out there to the world, no matter how they speak or whatever, that still don't give you autonomy over their body. That still don't give you the power over their body. That still don't give you the right over their person, okay? And they can say no, they can put out this, they can show their whole asshole, okay? Sookie put her whole pussy out there, and that don't mean that you have the right to come over there and fuck it without her consent. So, like, none of that type of logic is an excuse to do what was done. And it get to the point where she basically had to deactivate her Twitter because she was posting stuff about how she's scared and how, you know, she's uncomfortable and all this other stuff. And I feel bad. I feel bad because, you know, you try to live your life and you try to be who you want to be this free person or whatever, and not be policed, and then you have something like this happen and people are debating over whether or not a crime or a line was crossed. And if it was somebody else that wasn't Sookie, y'all, the majority of the people that's saying, well, you do this and you do that, what did you expect? Y'all wouldn't be saying that. Y'all wouldn't be saying that. Sookie, take some time off, and, you know, okay, Cyrus, you need to be charged with something or whatever, because it take you a little bit too long to come out and say something, bitch. It really is. Moving on from that, Jocelyn. It ain't funny. I'm only laughing because I just did the video about me going to Puerto Rico and seeing somebody that came to the hotel that looked just like Jocelyn, but it wasn't her. But let me just say this. I'm surprised Jocelyn ain't been in jail this whole time. I'm just, like, at the end of the day, it comes a point in time where we have to grow the hell up. You know, and I blame Zeus Network. I blame all these other little hood, if you want to say, or uncensored type of streaming apps, but mostly Zeus, because they allow a whole bunch of stuff to go down. And I'm saying Zeus because this was a Zeus event that all of this went down. And, you know, I don't care what anybody say, Zeus promotes violence. Zeus promotes all this niggatry and this immaturity and nothing but fights. I can't tell you the last time I watched a Zeus show. I tried to watch the Bad Boys Texas, and I think I clocked out like 2 episodes in, and I just couldn't take it because it was just too much. Nothing happens. You're just fighting. You're fighting each and every episode, and it's like, how is it that you are grown and you get on a show and you automatically got issues with people on the show to the point that you're fighting right off the bat? So you're literally looking for people that have known issues with each other to put them together to fight. You're literally doing that. Because I just don't understand why we fighting so much. And then it's like you take forever to get to the next scene and the fight just go on for like 30 fucking minutes. And it's like, God damn, can we move on? And I just can't take it. And like I said, I feel like at this point I am just getting, you know, I'm growing out of all this reality TV stuff, certain type of reality TV stuff that I just don't find that appealing these days. Okay, and stuff on the Zeus Network is one. I watch the Baddies South reunion, or Baddies, what is it, West or whatever. It was pointless. Literally fought the whole time. Literally fought the whole time. And I'm like, what? It's just, I don't get it. And it's sad because there are people, the network is still up because people like it. People like that type of stuff. And, you know, it's just ridiculous. And then when stuff like this happen, all of a sudden it's, oh, well, we need to take Zeus down and all this stuff. But y'all watching it. I was one of the ones that was watching it too. But at the same time, it's like, what? We got to be real with ourselves, okay? We got to be real with ourselves. This is not a good look. And Jocelyn, this is why we saying, Jocelyn, this is the second time we done seen something about you get into a fight this week. Fucking week or so. College Hill came on, you got into a fight then because you was antagonizing and provoking the situation, right? And now you get onto there and you get into a fight. Okay, so what happened was that it was a fight between Floyd Mayweather and John Gotti III, okay? And let me just say something about this right quick. John Gotti III, your little sister or your daughter, whoever the fuck she is, Nicoletta, or whatever the hell your name is, calling black people animals, regardless of who you talking about, but you was talking about a black person, and you literally told, I don't even fuck with them like that, but it was the fact that you get upset because your person, your family member, couldn't control himself and tried to fight Floyd Mayweather after the fight was over with. And so therefore, you get on your Instagram and you start attacking and tagging his daughter, and then saying that your daughter got pregnant or whatever by an animal or whatever, talking about NBA YoungBoy, and then, you know, basically calling the family animals and all this stuff or whatever. Now, you as a white bitch talking about black people like that, knowing that that's a whole bunch of, it ain't even no undertones, it's all the overtones, and it's all out there because that's what they call black folks back in the day, and still some of these racist ass white folks call us that today, okay? And for you to put that shit out there so boldly behind a fucking private account, that's fucked up, and you need your ass whooped. All because your daddy can't hold his temper. All right? Look what happened to your motherfucking granddaddy. Look what happened to your granddad. Now see, and it makes me so mad the way that black people look up some of these black niggas or whatever. And I'm just saying it being honest. Hood niggas and all that stuff. Y'all look up to these mafia type people, whatever, these Italian mafia type stuff or whatever, and they look at you like the niggas, okay? Monkeys and all this stuff. They're racist towards you, some of them. All right, especially the ones that you was looking up to back in the day. They wouldn't be around you with a fucking 10-foot pole, bitch, okay? And you're looking up to them, and then you got their family members calling you this. I never forget that episode because I used to watch when Victoria Gotti had her reality show, and Lil' Kim was friends with Victoria Gotti. One of her sons said something real nasty and negative about Lil' Kim, and Victoria had to get him together. And I said, that was really fucked up because I knew you wouldn't have said it to no other person, you know? And I just like, oh, niggas be bold. These white folks be bold as shit. And then to say that behind a fucking private account, yeah, all right. But, he up there doing what he doing. It's a fight going on up there, and it's also a fight going on backstage. Now, let me moisten my throat for a second because I feel it going on. It's a lot of stuff to unpack with this fight. First of all I saw was a video of Jocelyn whooping somebody's ass, okay? I saw a girl on the floor. The first video that I saw before I realized who it was. It was a girl on the floor. Her titties was all out. I said, first of all, you know, I'm sorry, but I had to say this. She had some nice titties. I said, wow, all right. But then I'm just realizing, why they stumping this girl out like this? And I'm seeing Jocelyn fighting her, bam, or she trying to fight and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Looking like a crazy person. She looked really, really like she was on some stuff, okay? Then I'm seeing somebody else with some braids, and it's like either blue or purple button-down shirt with these black boots on or whatever, and these black pants and all this stuff, and they're running and they're trying to stomp, and next thing you know, I see that person kick this girl in the head while she's down on the floor. And then I see a nigga come through in white, and he up there doing all, I'm sitting here like, what is happening? Why is this girl getting jumped on? And why can't we fight one-on-one? What is going on? And then when I realized who it is, I'm looking, I said, okay, yeah, I know that's Jocelyn. And then instantly I knew who the bitch who kicked her was. That was Melissa. Now let's go back to Love and Hip Hop ATL when Mimi and Jocelyn was on there. And then her friend, Mimi's friend, Melissa came through, the stud, okay? She came through, and I think she had something for Melissa, Mimi as well. But Jocelyn came onto the scene or whatever, and I believe Melissa was friends with Mimi first, and then she somehow became friends with Jocelyn. And Mimi had an issue with the fact that she was cool with Jocelyn, and Mimi, you know, Melissa basically chose Jocelyn over Mimi, okay? And I'm just sitting here like, it's giving very much opportunistic vibes, okay? And it's giving very much I was fucking her vibes as well. And you're probably still fucking her. Because every time we see or hear anything lately about Melissa when it comes to Jocelyn, it's because of Jocelyn. Jocelyn has gotten into something, so you see Melissa right behind her. Or Melissa coming to her defense or whatever. And it's very much like, I'm fucking that bitch too. She got her nigga, but that's my bitch as well. That's what it's giving, okay? I remember I had said something towards something like that on Twitter, and I feel like, no, she was searching her name because that's the only way that she saw it. And she responded to me trying to explain. Well, I said, girl, don't nobody give a fuck. Y'all, I said, you fucking or not? Because that's what it's giving. You probably wasn't fucking then, but you probably fucked before, okay? Because why are you all up in her shit? And it's also giving, let me dump Mimi because I know Mimi ain't finna go nowhere, but I could see something happening with Jocelyn, and I'm gonna just ride that coattail because whatever she got, I'm gonna be able to get too. That's just what it's giving. It's giving, I'm gonna just do what I have to do to stay in my place, to stay a little bit known or get the benefits from it. You know what I'm saying? And so my whole thing is this. Jocelyn is already fighting this girl. She's on the ground getting pummeled. Why the fuck would your ass come through, especially with the boots that you had on, and kick this girl in the head and continue to try to hit. And then gonna lie, because I looked at Funky Dineva's video, you know, and he was giving some background information, because I'm assuming that he knows her, because she winds up saying that basically she was trying to break it up. You was not trying to break that shit up. You was up there kicking and hitting and all of that stuff. You was trying to get your licks in, and you was running after bitches too, and y'all was trying to jump that other white girl that Jocelyn randomly hit. Bitch, I'm sitting here like, y'all fucking 40, almost 40 plus years old, and y'all acting like y'all fucking 15? Like, are you serious? And then you looking so crazed in the face, Jocelyn, like, what the hell is going on with you? I mean, just a mess. And then, you know, different angles, you see them chasing a girl, she get knocked down, she gets beat up, Jocelyn damn near choked her out. You see one person who was filming trying to tell them to, you know, break it up, get that girl off of her, get that girl off of her. And the whole time I'm sitting here like, well, why don't you put the damn camera down and go over there and try to break it up too? But I will give him this. When they finally broke that shit up, Ballistic was trying to, and let me say, Ballistic was trying to break it up, and he eventually went on ahead and pulled Jocelyn off of her. And then instead of scolding Jocelyn, he scolds Lex. It was Big Lex from the Jocelyn Cabaret season 2. Yeah, season 2, I believe. And either season 2 or season 3? Season 2, one of them. And I'm just sitting here like, are you serious? So you, a grown-ass man, was scolding her like he was about to fight her. And it took me back to when he was on the show and Amber and them was on there, and he and Jocelyn and her got into it, and he was getting all up into them girls' faces, and Amber said that he had put his hands on her. And this is, like I said, this is not the first time that he's done some shit like this. And I'm just not understanding how come nobody has locked his ass up. Okay? Because what you not gonna do, your big grown ass up here going at these women like this because your bitch out of control. Because your bitch out of control. And that told me everything that I needed to know what goes on in that household. They be boxing each other. You can't tell me Ballistic and Jocelyn don't be boxing each other, because she gives me the type that she gonna provoke some shit. She gonna knock his ass out and he gonna hit back, or he gonna hit her ass back, hit her ass and she gonna hit back too. They be doing the shit on each other. That's what they give me. They take turns, okay? And so you got that going on with them fighting each other. And I was here for the dude that was recording, who told Lex, hey, come over here. And he went over there and basically picked up water from over there. You know what I'm saying? I was just like, that's disgusting as hell. You got men fighting this girl. You got Jocelyn jumping up trying to fight her. You got Melissa jumping in, and I understand. Yes, Big Lex was up here talking about how she gonna fight her and all this stuff and woo woo woo. And people like, well, she asked for a fight between her and Jocelyn. She ain't asked for a whole entourage of people to fucking fight her and to get jumped. She didn't ask for that. And I feel as though I don't give a fuck how you feel, but I'm gonna tell you this. If you have to have multiple people on your side to jump up on one person, and you can't fight one-on-one, and you need a whole crowd behind you to help egg you on and hype you up or whatever, and to jump in on your behalf, and you don't tell them to stop, you's a weak ass bitch, okay? I don't give a fuck what you try to portray and think that you this bad bitch and you can fight and you can do this, because technically speaking, you really can't fight. It's the opponent that you get, okay? Listen, Jocelyn has been ain't shit for a while, and she really has let this ego of hers get to the best of her ever since she got this show on Zeus, and it gave her the opportunity. It was almost as if when she was on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, the way that she came in, and remember how Stevie J kept on saying, you know, if you don't do this, I'm gonna send your ass back to the strip club and all that stuff, the way he was pimp talking her, and the fact that, you know, she went through what she went through when she was in Puerto Rico growing up as a kid and stripping and all that stuff, and probably had a pimp at one time too, who knows. She's using all of that stuff that all these men did to her, and she's doing it to other women. And that's basically what this Jocelyn Cabaret shit is. It's just a show that she's pimping out these girls, or using, I ain't even gonna say pimping, because I ain't saying that they fucking, all right? But some of them girls come on in, they already got pimps. But she's using them as a way to get her anger and frustrations out, to bully, okay, and to assert her power, her newfound power. Because she's like, I could slap this bitch and she ain't gonna do nothing because I'm Jocelyn and they want to stay on the show. They want to get recognition and they gonna do what I say. That's what she's doing. Until they start to fight back, and then it's a fucking problem, okay? I wish Amber would have went on ahead and continued with that lawsuit against her and Ballistic. Lex filed press charges, and they released the tape or whatever. She said she got jumped. They jumped her. They beat the shit out of her or whatever. And, you know, people feeling some type of way about the fact that she pressed charges. For the fuck what? I could see if it was a one-off type of saying, oh, you lost the fight, take your L. No, bitch. She got jumped by multiple people. Now, I can see if it was just her and Jocelyn and it was a fair fight, fine. She wouldn't have pressed no charges, but she got jumped by multiple people. Multiple people. And she was just by herself. I don't care if your mouth is saying, I'm going to fight this, I'm going to fight this. I said, bitch, I'm going to fight you. I ain't say I was going to fight you and your goddamn entourage. All right, that's some weak shit when you need motherfuckers to come around you. And then the way that Jocelyn, and this is why people say Jocelyn had to been on something. I know that she had put out a video recently of her performing, and she said this was the first time that she performed sober and all this shit. Baby, I don't feel like that shit lasted, because next thing you know, and I understand when you angry, you just on the go. That adrenaline is rushing or whatever. But the way that she was slapping and knocking the shit out of the goddamn security guard, the way she slapped that she hit that white girl that did absolutely nothing. She was just standing there, minding her business. And she walking and she slapped the dog shit out of her. And then the girl said, fuck that, and threw some drink on her. And they go running after her. And the girl said the dude was running after her, Jocelyn was running after her, and Melissa was running after her. So now y'all finna go jump her? Now y'all finna go jump her? You try to say that you the baddest bitch, you this and you that, but yet you can't jump a bitch by, you can't fight a bitch by herself. You gotta have your whole crew with you. That's weak as fuck. And you got arrested and charged with some 4 counts of something or whatever. I don't give a fuck. I just hope the girl, you know, I feel bad for Bonnie Bella. And I will say, I hope this is a lesson for her, but a person like Jocelyn, this ain't gonna be no lesson, because she's never gonna learn. She's never gonna learn until she get everything taken away from her, including that show. But it's disgusting, it's distasteful, it's ridiculous. And it's the fact that, you know, people like that get platforms and get successful shows or whatever, because unfortunately people like to look at people get beat up and degraded and down talked to over people who are actually putting out good shows and showing us good positivity stuff. You could put out a reality show with black folks doing positive stuff and it barely gets any views, but then you put out one where it's a whole bunch of drama, it's a whole bunch of messy shit, it's fighting and cussing out and all this stuff. Oh, it's gonna go ratings go. I hate that. I hate that. But then be complaining about, oh, it ain't enough black. Yeah, they put it on there, y'all just don't watch, because y'all would rather watch this shit. You know, but hey, I'm not here for Jocelyn. I'm really not. You know, moving on from that. This shit with Anita Baker and Babyface came out of left fucking field. Baby, I just happened to be on Twitter the other night, and I seen people that was like, girl, they need to take Anita Baker's phone. What is going on? So I go on her Twitter, and I'm just like, oh, wow. She's just tweeting about how Kenny's crazies, that's what she called his fan base. They're threatening her, sending death threats and all this other stuff or whatever. They're basically people coming at her, you know, over Babyface. All right. So if y'all don't know, Anita Baker been on tour, and Babyface is also on tour with her. Now, I didn't know that Babyface was on tour with her until I saw the drama that happened a couple of weeks ago when Babyface had put out a post basically saying that he wasn't going to be able to perform. And sorry for the people that came to see him, he wasn't going to be able to perform because Anita had to, like, it was some stuff going on, and Anita Baker wanted to do her full set or some shit like that. And I was like, oh, wow, okay. And at that point, that's where the issue really started. Because the way Babyface put that post out, you would have thought, and I thought myself, that it was Anita Baker being a diva or whatever. And that really wasn't it. It literally was technical issues that was going on that held up the show. But the way he put that post out, it was basically trying to blame, without blaming or without saying it's Anita Baker's fault, that's the reason why he wasn't able to perform, because, it's Anita Baker's fault. When technically speaking, it was issues that was going on with the whole setup in the arena and all of that stuff. The everything was just going haywire. It was not her fault, And so you got that. And ever since then, people started coming to his defense and started attacking Anita Baker and bringing up old past stories about how, yeah, she ain't get along with Luther. She ain't get along with this person. She ain't like Tony. She ain't like this person. And other people in the industry coming out saying stuff on Babyface profile. And then that's when they had to put it out there that it wasn't about her. I mean, she didn't have nothing to do with it. It was literally technical difficulties. They had technical issues. Stuff was going out. Stuff wasn't coming on right or whatever. Somewhat to try to clear her name a little bit. Then it comes out, I'm looking at the stuff, and apparently people was upset at the fact that Anita Baker had called Kenny Babyface Edmonds a supporting act. And instead of saying that he's co-headlining with her on the tour. And she said, no, if you look at the thing, this is my tour that he is a supporting act of, okay? And I don't get why people want to make an issue out of everything. And I feel 9 out of 10 is what it is, because this is what I've been seeing. They're debating over the use of the word supporting act and the fact that you have Anita Baker, who has a career, and then you have Babyface, who has this big career. And my whole thing is this. It's Anita Baker's tour. And on the flyer and everything, he is a supporting act. He's coming in as support. He's a guest. What did you want to say? Guest starring or whatever? I don't understand words, semantics, whatever. He's not a co-headliner. Okay? And I don't understand at y'all big age why y'all making it such a fucking issue. All right? It is her show. He's opening for her. He's the opener. He's not the headliner. She's the headliner on a tour. And I just did not understand who told them to get together and do this. And I just don't understand, like, why does she need a supporting act as a Babyface? What was going on with Babyface that he decided, yeah, this would be cool, I'll go ahead and sign on. I know damn well Babyface don't need the money. And since y'all say that Babyface such this big act, what he is, he's a bigger person in the industry in the sense that, producing, writing, he got credits and everything galore. We understand that. And he has his own music career as an artist, but I feel as though they damn near the same if they're talking about artists, because I don't want you to get up there singing other people's songs. I want you to sing your song, okay? Y'all damn near the same on the same playing field in that aspect to me. To me. Listen to what I said. To me, okay? And I just don't see what the big deal was. Y'all grown as shit on the internet, coming at this woman, coming at Babyface, acting like, he innocent, acting like she ain't do nothing, when they're both to fucking blame. Y'all both to fuck the blame for what is going on. I just don't get it. Yes, Anita Baker has a reputation of having negativity around her and being diva-like or whatever. But Babyface, just because you ain't say nothing, because I was like, did he say something? He hasn't said anything. But when Anita Baker was going off online, calling them crazy, Kenny crazy fans, the Kenny crazies, and saying that it's a white man that's controlling the scenes, that is trying to make decisions behind the scenes, and because she not going for it or whatever, he basically starting all this shit or whatever. And I'm just sitting here like, can't y'all see what's being done? Y'all let this, and if this is really going on, y'all let this white man come in and fuck up 2 black artists like this, and y'all up here going back and forth and coming at Anita and coming at Kenny. Like, that's just really trash. I really hate that this is going on. It looked really dumb, pathetic, okay? And my whole thing is, you know, Babyface being quiet about this whole thing and letting her just tweet off, I would have did the same thing. Even though I know my hands ain't clean in it, I would have did the same thing, because you know what that does? That make it looks like to the public or to people that ain't gonna think a little bit deeper. I mean, you really don't have to think deeper. You can see what's going on. That just make it look like, well, maybe Anita has lost her little mind a little bit because she's the only one up on here tweeting and talking and going back and forth with these people online or whatever, instead of just doing what? Ignoring them. And my whole thing is, where was her people at? It's a lot of older acts that's out here who have social media that have other people that's running it, okay? And my whole thing is, where's her PR team at? Where's her social media team at? Where is her goddamn family at to just take her phone and say, ignore the stuff? Because ain't no way in here I'm finna wake up and I'm finna go back and forth with a goddamn troll over something that they can't do. You paying to see us. I ain't paying to see you. You know what I'm saying? So how dare I waste my time to go back and forth with you? All right, if you don't want to see it, don't see it. You know, you want a refund, we'll give you a refund. You can go about your day. And at the end of the day, Babyface and Anita Baker should never have been on a tour together. And come to find out, they had did some dates together before, and Anita had to cancel some of them or whatever, and Babyface never got paid for the stuff, and he put out a lawsuit against her. This was some years ago. So if y'all had a previous lawsuit and all this stuff to get money for what you were supposed to be getting and doing, how the hell is it that y'all come back together and y'all doing this shit all over again? I just don't understand. And then he putting out a statement that basically talk about something, I am saddened. Like, she asked him, could you just get your fans to shut the fuck up? And I understand that, you know, that could help a little bit, but that's not really going to help, because artists can come out and say, y'all don't do this, don't attack or whatever, don't go at people, and they'll still do it, because these people are crazy like that. They don't care. All right, they'll still do it. Oh, you can't tell me what to do? I ain't finna stop just because you said it? No. He said, I am saddened because all of a sudden the next day, this morning, Anita Baker kicked Babyface off the tour. She said, because I'm getting constantly attacked and trolled and all this stuff online and getting threats and everything, he gonna have to fucking go. He put out a post. Mind you, this is the only thing that he has posted throughout this whole melee. I am saddened by the news that Anita Baker has decided to remove me from the Songstress tour. It's unfortunate and disheartening to see how things have played out via social media. While I was looking forward to the rest of the dates, I have nothing but love and respect for Anita, and I wish her the best for the remainder of the tour. Baby, I said, you could say that, but you couldn't say, hey, y'all, everything's good. Y'all don't need to be doing that. I mean, if you would have said that, that would have been fine. I mean, it probably wouldn't have made no difference, but at the same time, Anita, get Anita's phone, put her on goddamn time out, because what this just did, and about Babyface being quiet and letting Anita go on and on and on and on, it just made her look like the villain of this whole thing. It just made her look like the more guilty part, the reason why the stuff ain't going off without a hitch. And my whole thing is, if she did her residency and all them other shows that she was doing that was selling out and everything, and we had so much hype around her wanting to do her shows and stuff and going on tour, well, why did she need a Babyface to come on tour with her? She was doing perfectly fine. I need to understand who told them to get together and why did they agree to do it and stand on the line like that. I just was really disappointed, because this was not in my 2023 bingo card in the month of June, which is Black History Month, Black Music History Month. Black Music History Month. There it is, okay? This was not in our bingo card. Why are we fighting like this? And y'all seasoned acts. I don't want to see this. Leave that shit to these young ass kids for these other stand groups or whatever. Not y'all. I said, what is happening here? I just need them to get it together. Moving on from that, Gunplay. See, this is why I don't like to do GoFundMes. I don't like to, and it's not because I don't want to help out with people or whatever. Sometimes you just don't really know, are they really using the money to actually go for the cause or whatever that they're using it for, or that they're making the GoFundMe about. Now, if y'all don't know what this is about, so So Gunplay came into play because when Rick Ross and Envy was going back and forth at each other about the car show stuff, which was stupid. They was going back and forth. Why I got this coke fingernail? They was going back and forth about the car show situation, right? And I guess DJ Envy had brought up Gunplay. And so, you know, I think Gunplay having a GoFundMe and all that stuff or whatever. And he gets in his feelings, and Gunplay had called Envy, recorded this whole thing, and basically put it out there online about him basically threatening Envy and all that stuff. And he puts out there that he had to GoFundMe because his daughter had to have open heart surgery, and she was born with a heart defect. And it wasn't him that was putting out the GoFundMe. It was his wife who put out the GoFundMe before he could tell her not to, because he was like, he got it. You know what I'm saying? They need to do that. But she wanted to do it, so he just let her do what she wanted to do. And I'm sitting here like, okay. Next thing you know, we see him gifting Rick Ross, and I didn't even look at, I ain't listen to the video. I don't care for whatever reason it was for the video. Rick Ross is laying in the bed with his shirt off. You in his room. He couldn't even get up and give you dap and welcome you up into his house or whatever. He ain't even bothered to get up out the bed. That nigga just laying there, and you giving him a big ass chain, a thick ass diamond filled chain, and as appreciation for whatever. I don't know what was going on. I don't care to listen to it because I just saw what was happening, and I'm just like, this doesn't make sense. So it's like people are saying, where are you getting the money from to get him a chain? Ain't that money that you could have used on your daughter's surgery or whatever while you up here putting up GoFundMes? But according to you, you had the money. And now you upset and coming at the people that donated who trying to get refunds back. And my whole thing is you cussing them out, and you talk about if you trying to get a refund, that means that you didn't donate from your heart. No, they did. But they saw you, because you the dumb one. Be mad at yourself. If y'all gonna do nigga shit like this, which ain't really nigga shit, but in a sense it is, because you putting up GoFundMes, but yet you gifting another man, another grown man who has multiple upon multiple upon multiple chains already, diamond chains and stuff, that you could have used towards your daughter's recovery. You could have used to your daughter's medical costs. You could have used towards your daughter's probably medication, your daughter's school fund, your daughter getting food, clothing, and all that stuff. But you going to waste money to buy a chain for another person, okay, who couldn't even sit up on the bed and give you dap. He laying there with his titties out, all right? Like, I just didn't understand it. And then you gonna get upset that the people want their money back from their GoFundMe? Because obviously you got it. So that look like you grifting the people. You grifting the people by getting money from them to pay for your daughter's stuff, but you said that you got it and you just let your wife go ahead and do it. Well, if you had it, you should have took the GoFundMe down, period. But no, you kept it up, and then you went out and got a chain for Rick Ross, who got multiple chains, who back chains just about every other week. Don't make sense, but yet you want to come at the people. And I mean, if you're going to do something like this, why record it, and why have the person who recorded it upload it? That's just stupid. So you brought it upon yourself. You brought the shit upon yourself, and now you getting mad at the people because they're reacting accordingly. Boy, that's how scammers get pissed off. You got pissed off just like a real scammer would. Just say you scammed the people and they caught on to it and they want their shit back, and just give them their shit back. That's just all that it is. They GoFundMe should have shut your shit down. And I just can't. I be wanting to help out so bad with certain people. You know, only people that I truly know and I truly trust. If they put up a GoFundMe or they got a link or something that they need to be shared, I would do that. But if I don't know you like that, and it be bothering me, people that come into my DMs or they'll tweet me, and you, first of all, you're not even following me, or I never had an interaction with you. So you mean to tell me the only reason why you followed me just now is so I can tweet out a link? No, I don't do stuff like that. And you ain't never said hello to me? Like, nah, don't be bold to do that, because I delete and block you. I delete and block you. I don't care what the cause is for. I'm just that type of person, and I'm not gonna sit here and lie about it. But yeah, it is what it is. Gunplay, you brought that shit on yourself. Moving on from that, Cardi B, she's about to get $350,000 from the dude that tried to sue her over that picture that she had did on her Gangsta Bitch Music Volume 1 mixtape with the dude who was with the tattoo on the back. Do you like air freshener for your place or fragrance by Bath and Body Works? Girl, leave me alone. Don't you ask to sleep. I called you and you didn't even answer the phone. Now you gonna text me 3 hours later asking me, do I like some air freshener? Bitch. Anyway. So basically he was gonna try to go back and appeal, and you know, because he wasn't here for the judgment that basically the judge ruled up in her favor. And so he was gonna try to come back and you know, appeal that thing, but he said, fuck it, I'm gonna take my loss and I'm just go ahead and let her get it. I'm gonna give her $350,000 or whatever. So hey, it is what it is. Moving on from that, I'm so tired of Croy and Kim. I don't know what it is. We ain't never talked about Croy and Kim this much ever. Ever, okay? Baby, if they not locking each other, locking the bathroom doors, if they not locking up jewelry in the safe, if they up there hitting each other, okay? And now Croy being sued by a fucking car company saying basically he missing payments on the Rolls Royce that he brought in 2021. Baby, what fucking money you had in 2021? Let me tell you something. When did Don't Be Tardy for the Party go? The fact, I'm still baffled by the fact that you know that you have a big family, right? You got 4 kids amongst yourselves that y'all had together, plus 2 other grown kids, and they really wasn't grown when you first came into the picture. So that's 8 people in the household, plus the other people that you probably paying to do stuff. And you mean to tell me that you got all this money from the Real Housewives, from Big Papa, from Croy's contract or whatever, from Don't Be Tardy for the Party TV show, and you squandered it all to the point where your home is going into foreclosure, you owe millions of dollars in taxes, you got liens, you got credit card debt, you owing back payments on fucking cars and stuff, and you can't even afford to get out the house that you're in because you can't afford it. That's why y'all cohabitating together, because you can't afford another place. I'm sitting here like, how the fuck you didn't budget out your money like that? And I know I heard that she got a little gambling issue or whatever, but wow. Wow. To the point where your show goes off the air and literally a few months later, you are in the poorhouse. Not a year later, a few months, less than a few months, you are in a poorhouse. I just don't understand. Let Croy and Kim be a lesson to y'all. I don't know if it's real. I don't know if it's fake. But the way that they putting this out here, I don't know. I feel like at the same time, it could be real. And I also feel like they're trying to drum up a storyline for Kim to get on back on Real Housewives of Atlanta. You know, I really don't want to see her on Real Housewives of Atlanta because, but if it happens, it happens. You know, it ain't up to me. My whole thing is irresponsible. You gotta be careful what you put out there and what you say, because that shit can come right back on your ass, and it could be like, remember when you said this? Now look at your ass now. Child, a mess. Another mess. Donald Trump been arrested. Okay, he been arrested and charged. And he went to the courthouse. He pled not guilty to 37 felony counts. That includes willful retention of national defense information, making false statements and representations, and conspiracy to obstruct justice. Now, let me tell you this. Now, he didn't got arrested or indicted or charged or whatever with that whole Stormy Daniels stuff, using the campaign money for all this stuff or whatever. But, you know, people thought that was a weak case and all that stuff. They were surprised that went through. But this situation with these documents that he had, Baby, the pictures of all of these documents in boxes and boxes and boxes all over Mar-a-Lago, that home out there. Oh my goodness, all up in the bathroom and shit. I said, what is this? What the hell is this? And then you telling people about it and everything. Baby, I don't give a damn what nobody say. He gonna get found guilty for at least a couple of them charges. You can't tell me he gonna come out scot-free and not guilty. They gonna find him not guilty on all 37. No, ma'am. It's not gonna happen. That man finna go to jail. Hopefully. And speaking of jail, girl, I'm so tired of this Tory Lanez. Every time we hear something about Tory Lanez, it's supposed to be him getting sentenced. Now, he was supposed to get sentenced yesterday. Girl, they done pushed it back again to August 1st. Or no, August 7th. And I'm just sitting here like, please don't give us no other updates about whether or not he's getting sentenced until the day he gets sentenced, okay? Because I feel like this is a defense mechanism that they're a tactic that his defense is doing to try to get more time. And I feel like it's not really working because you still gonna be in jail all this time. Instead of just going ahead and getting your sentence so you can go ahead and get the time over and done with. Okay? Just do it. You did it, so do it. Moving on from that. Y'all is up, listen. Jack Harlow, I'm going to be real with y'all. I did not understand how he became as popular as he has. Because he's not like, all I see is a white boy that's trying to rap. And I don't even think he has that, he's a good rapper. I listened to his album and it's not good to me. I do know he has catchy hook songs or whatever, so maybe that's it. And I feel like if you're gonna be a white rapper, and no shade, if you're gonna be white and rapping, I can't listen to these days, these white rappers that come out and they're sounding like what you would think a black rapper, they think black rappers sound like, especially the ones that's down south with the country drawl and all that stuff. I can't listen to them because all I'm thinking is you're emulating or you're appropriating, you're being fake, you're being a culture vulture. You can't, like, I will listen to Eminem before I listen to anybody else. And I never listened to an Eminem album. But when I heard an Eminem song that actually came out, it did not sound like he was trying to be black or he was trying to appropriate black culture. I haven't listened to his whole album, so I can't judge for say, but I'm saying like the singles that he put out, I never got that vibe. But, you know, these days, these white boys that come out these days, they just give all of that. You know what I'm saying? And it's quite irritating. So I don't get it, but hey, that's y'all. Y'all like it. I don't love it, but hey, that's y'all. He's in a little bit of push posh because he went outside and he was at some event or whatever, and he had on a bonnet, a black bonnet. And he was taking pictures with fans and stuff. And of course, black people coming at him basically saying that you're trying to appropriate bonnets. And at first I was like, what? Now, since when did black people, were bonnets made just for black people? No, they were not. But I had to think about it, and I was like, you know what it is? And I seen somebody say this when I was thinking, and I said, yes, that's exactly what it is. People are upset not simply because he has on a bonnet, because we know that bonnets were not made just for black people. Anybody can wear a bonnet, but it seems as though anytime a black person wears a bonnet, a black woman or whoever wears a bonnet, and we go out in public and we have our bonnets on or whatever, we get ridiculed. We get talked down. We get judged. You know, we get judged by other black folks. We get judged by other people. You know what I'm saying? But then you have this white boy that comes out and, you know, nobody's saying anything about it. He can freely walk around with his bonnet on. And it's literally a bonnet that we will put on. Literally, you know, and I was just like, I ain't got no dog in this fight. Go ahead and tear his ass up if you need to. And I know some people probably like, it's kind of petty. It is, but hey, let's just be clear. If it was somebody black that would have did it, they would have been like, now why would she come outside like this? Now why would they do this? And most of the people that probably would have been saying it too would be niggas as well. You know, black folks as well. Because y'all know how we do to our own. But, hey, y'all tell me how y'all feel about that. Nene seems like she's single again. Single again. back on the prowl. Her African man, I don't never know how to say his name, they done broke up. And people kind of figured something was going on because she kept on putting up these posts about having a narcissist and saying that a narcissist is a devil, and then said they cannot see anything wrong with what they do and they only see fault in your reaction. They believe every argument is caused by you because to them, there was no problem with their action until you reacted to them. They 100% believe you are the problem and they are the victim. I said, what that man do? Truth be told, Nina, you should have broke up with him when you found out that he was married. And it wasn't even the fact that you found out that he was married and going through the process of getting a divorce. As soon as that news hit the goddamn social media or whatever, and they blew that shit up, baby, I would have just backed the fuck away from it, because that's a little bit too much drama, you know? But who knows what was going on. Nene found her another man. Maybe that was just a little rebound. That wasn't your forever. That was something for right then, right now, that you needed as a little hump to show that you're ready to get back out there in the dating world after Greg passed. Now, do I feel like you and that man got together a little bit too soon after Greg passed? Yes. But I also don't know the arrangement that you and Greg have. So, you know, it is what it is, and I just mind my business. And that's what I'm going to do. Moving on from that, congratulations to the Tory Norton, aka Tasha from Power. Her and her husband, they have given birth, or she has given birth to their child, their son, True Xavier Norton Lewis. That's cute. True is such a cute name. I like that. I really like that. Congratulations, girl. All right. Meanwhile, Pat Sajak, he said he retiring from the Wheel of Fortune after this upcoming 41st season. I said 41? 41? Wow, $40. There's a squeeze my tiny ass up in here. Cute. Bitch, listen, I'm about to go watch Baby Boy after this. I haven't watched Baby Boy in a minute. Maybe because Tyrese was bothering my nerves so bad. He was bothering my nerves so bad I couldn't even watch shit with him in it because it was just irritating me when I see his face. But anyway, yeah. And then they talk about they done gave Ryan Seacrest a call to try to, no. I am so tired of seeing Ryan Seacrest. Like, he the black Nick Cannon. Baby, they call him for any and everything. To host this, to produce this, and all this stuff. Baby, I'm just tired of seeing him. I really am. I really am. Moving on from that, let me talk about this story right quick, okay? A New Orleans chef who was reported missing and then dead popped up alive when they was up there talking about his death. Bitch, I said, what? His name is Demetri Scott, better known as Chef Scott. He was reported missing on Saturday after his family had not seen or heard from him since May 31st. You know, they was concerned about his whereabouts and they didn't know what was going on. And they discovered that his food trailer had been left unattended for a few days and he never showed up to serve a vendor at the Zyko Fest over the weekend. And several news outlets reported that earlier today, his body was found in an industrial area in the Upper Ninth Ward. The coroner's office would not confirm his identity, though, citing analysis of evidence such as fingerprints. Next thing you know, that motherfucker walked into the house, bitch. I said, what? What is going on? Please do not tell me that somebody is... Y'all got to have a little bit more tact and a little more decorum, and y'all have to be a little more professional, and y'all have to be a little more goddamn, what is it called? Thorough. All right? How do you tell somebody and pronounce somebody dead without identifying who the hell they really are? Like, you ain't even do dental records. You ain't do none of that stuff. You just said, oh, he dead. I know he was missing, but there go his body right there, only for this man to come back and walk into the door like, yo, what's up? And let me tell you, Mr. Scott, Mr. Chef Scott, don't do that, okay? Now, I understand a lot of us can have our times where we just don't want to be bothered, all right? But to go missing for almost a month. Well, you didn't say nothing for May 31st. That's the last time that they heard from you. You didn't show up to stuff or whatever. So, you know, of course, the family had a right to be concerned, especially if this is not your normal pattern of doing things, all right? When you get into those mode, and I know sometimes we don't be thinking, but we have to be a little bit more self-conscious and let our people know that, hey, I'm about to go off the grid for a minute. I'm going to be okay. I just need some time for myself. Because he literally said that he was emotionally and physically and all his drained or whatever, and he needed to take some time for himself and to just figure some things out, okay? Tell somebody first. So they won't have to be going through all of this, all right? Niggas thinking that you dead and you just needed to go breathe. What the? I'm glad you are right. Anyway, Tyler Perry, they said he taking the next steps and he's literally about to finalize the deal to buy BT. I mean, on the one hand, I'm glad that it's gonna go back to black hands or whatever, but at the same time, I don't want the whole network to be Tyler Perry'd out. You know what I'm saying? It's one thing that we got a whole bunch of Tyler Perry stuff that's on BET Plus, which is not bad, but at the same time, a lot of Tyler Perry like TV shows and stuff are not really good. You know, they start off okay, they start off good, or they start off okay and they get terrible about like the third season. You know what I'm saying? And so, unless we're gonna have more variety of things, I don't need no more produced by Tyler Perry, written by Tyler Perry, created by Tyler Perry stuff going on. No. I need a whole variety, a whole bunch of stuff. Like put a whole bunch of, you see, with like Paramount Plus and the Peacock app and all these other streaming services or whatever, they have these old shows, old sitcoms that came on back in the 90s, came on earlier than that, early 2000 or whatever. BET needs to get on the ball with that, okay? You have BET Plus and you mean to tell me you don't have all of the black shows on there or the majority of them? Like, come on. Is Parenthood on there? I shouldn't have to go to Stars or somewhere else to go watch the Parenthood. You know what I'm saying? You should have all of the black sitcoms besides, and not just Martin and the Parkers and maybe Moesha, I think. You should have just about all the black. You should have black stuff. It's black entertainment television, okay? Like, how come we don't have all of the 106 and Parks on there? How come we don't have all of the seasons of College Hill on there? Because we do not. They got some. We do not have all of them. How come we don't have all of the BET Awards on there? Get the license, bitch, and put them on there. Make it work. Bitch, MTV, work something out so we can get Making a Band on there, okay? Like, what's going on? Put Hollywood divas on there. Put R&B divas on there, girl. Do your thing, Tyler. Get that. If you get that to happen, Tyler, then I'll take back a lot of shit that I said. All right. Moving on from that, it's another weird case. So John Amos, 83-year-old. Y'all remember him? He the daddy off of Good Times, okay? And the daddy off of Coming to America. He's hospitalized in a hospital right now in Memphis, Tennessee, right? And he's been that way since May. And his daughter recently came out and said that there has been some issues and situations of elder abuse that's going on with her father, all right? And she is collaborating with the Colorado Bureau of Investigations and the local authorities to determine to bring the perpetrators to justice, right? And she said a legal assistance is crucial to ensure their prosecution and to protect her father's future. His home, stripped bare, necessitates a safe space for his return. She also created a GoFundMe. Her name is Shannon. A GoFundMe with the goal of $500,000 to support. I said, what? Now, I remember seeing a TikTok video of her and then her and her daddy together, and it was really, really cute. I think they was dancing to Dance With My Father by Luther Vandross, okay? And it went viral. You know? And I was like, oh, this is real nice. And I always see him having, in videos or whatever, with his son, who looks just like him. His son is literally his twin, okay? And I'm like, who? And I know looks can be deceiving and people can record and post whatever it is they want to post to make things to look like everything's okay when it's really not. But my whole thing is this. If he keeps coming out saying that I don't understand where she's getting this issue and this notion about there's being elder abuse happening and all this stuff. I'm not being abused, but yet she keep coming out saying this. Do he got dementia? Do he got Alzheimer's? Do he got something where he doesn't know exactly what's going on? I missed your call. I was putting you. Hold on one second, y'all. This is my mama. She said she was putting our pictures in the frame. That's why she missed my call. Yeah, right. But I'm be all right. But anyway, so I just don't understand. Like, what is going on? Like, where's the son at? Is he gonna come out and say? Oh no, she told me good night, bitch. No, she didn't. Okay. I missed your call. I was putting y'all pictures in a new frame. Okay, I'll call in a few. Good night. That's what she literally told me. She said good night. I said, oh, okay. Oh, okay. Let me text it like that. Oh, okay. Good night, nigga. I'll call her tomorrow. Anyway. But again, where is the son at? I'm sorry for the interruption. Where's the son at to come out to either confirm or deny these situations that's going on? Because this is a serious subject. And after I seen that movie that was on Netflix called I Care a Lot. Goddamn, mama. Yes, I'm okay. But anyway, after she I think that movie about I Care a Lot and had people be taking it. Okay. You tell her. Go to sleep. I apologize. I know I usually don't do that. But anyway, after I seen that movie about I Care a Lot about the elder abuse and taking advantage of the elderly and all that stuff. Girl, I don't play no games like that. That's one thing that I do not like. I do not like when kids get taken advantage of, and I do not like when the old people get taken advantage of. And so, you know, that's what got the interest peaked. But now, if he's saying ain't nothing going on, but then she's saying something's going on, but then she also got up a GoFundMe, baby girl, unless you got the proof that you can put out there that something's going on and telling us who telling the truth, it looked like you just trying to get a money grab, okay? And this is once again why I said I don't do GoFundMes, all right? And if I don't know you and I don't trust you. But I hope and pray everything is all right. I apologize once again, y'all. That was my mom. I had to talk to and respond to my mama before she thinks something's going on. But y'all tell me how y'all feel about that. Moving on from that, y'all remember Ariane from Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, who was Mimi's friend at one point. I don't know if they still friends now, but I do remember when we thought, you know, she was like, you got to get rid of Stevie. I don't understand why you still with him. You know, she was the main one that was egging her to get away from Stevie and out of these situations or whatever. And when that sex tape came out, oh my God, she was over it. I feel like everybody else, Ariane was in love with Mimi. That's what I feel like was going on. But at the time, we didn't know that she was a little gay. And then it came out that she was a little gay. And then kind of found out she was gay. Well, mama just got arrested for domestic violence against her girl. Or I don't know if she was her girlfriend or or just a bitch that was up in a woman that was in a hotel with her that she was, you know, having a little pride weekend with. But basically, she was in a New York hotel. I guess they got to scrapping after they got to arguing and they started putting their hands on each other. And the cops was called. I don't know if the girl called the cops or if people heard them. And they wound up calling the cops. The cops came to the door and saw that the girl had scratches and, you know, all these marks and shit all over her body because Ariane fucked that lady up. And, you know, the lady didn't really want to press charges, but because of the way that the girl looked, they had to go ahead and take her ass in. And she was booked for a misdemeanor domestic assault. They said she had scratches on her face, her neck, and her cheek. I said, two bitches fighting. Girl, let me tell you something. Y'all think that it's sweet. No, it's not. Domestic violence situations happen in every relationship pairing. And what I mean by that, I mean it don't matter if you're straight, if you're heterosexual, or if it's a woman and woman, a man and man, woman and man, or whoever. Domestic violence pops up in just about all of those type of variations of relationships, okay? And it is so sad that I think they said either that it's more that happens in same-sex relationships than it does in heterosexual relationships, and mostly because y'all feel like y'all both niggas or y'all both women, so y'all can't put y'all hands on each other, and you're not supposed to. Keep your hands to yourself, because I'd be good goddamn if you put your hand on me, I'm gonna knock your ass out so bad. And that'll be just it. I'm gonna take my stuff and we gone. We done. Cause I swear, the one time if I ever put my hands on somebody, I wouldn't be able to live with myself, and I wouldn't be able to look at that person and look at myself. I would have to leave a relationship. Even if they don't want to break up, I will break up, because I would feel so bad, and that'd be on me so bad, and I just wouldn't be able to live with myself like that, you know? But moving on from that, let's talk about dummies, all right? I'm just going to read this whole thing to y'all because I want y'all to listen. A pair of Instagram influencers were caught with $3 million in cocaine packed into secret compartments of their SUV as they drove through Alabama earlier this month. The two women, identified as Raquel Dolores Antole, 34, of Van Nuys, California, and Melissa Dofor of Marin, Florida, she 36. They was arrested while they was driving down Interstate 10 last Thursday in Mobile County, right? Mobile County, Alabama. Now, Raquel, she's an aspiring singer and a rapper who performs under the stage name of Rocky or whatever, Rahky. I don't know what that is, but hey, it is what it is. While Melissa, an influencer who models on Instagram, is the owner of a clothing brand called Sexy Sweats, right? The pair was pulled over while driving from Houston to Atlanta. I said, damn. Damn. That's a drug route. With court documents noting that the women met one another at a house party in Houston where they got very drunk. And after pulling the women over for a traffic violation, a K-9 unit discovered 217 pounds of cocaine in the pair's SUV. Baby, they had hidden compartments all over the vehicle, and the drugs was wrapped up in 84 bundles that was just hidden throughout the car. The vehicle's back seat was modified with a steel aftermarket compartment. The SUV's floor had also been lowered and welded back together to provide storage room. The second compartment was located in the back of the SUV where the side panels were hollowed out. They was taken into custody and are facing up to 10 years behind federal bars. Baby, for federal drug trafficking, let me tell you something. To be taken into custody on a fair charge and then to be held with $1 million bond, baby, they ain't ever getting out. They ain't ever getting out. And if they do get out, they going to trial and they find them guilty, okay? Y'all transporting drugs for what? For what? How can you be so dumb? How can you are transporting narcotics across state line, and you gonna take it upon yourself to go to a party and get drunk and go drive? You were asking to be caught. I just can't. In the world's dumbest criminals, okay? Today's dumbest criminal goes to these two bitches. You had your own business and your own little setup going, and you just fucked it up. Oh, just dumb. I hope you ain't got no kids, okay? Because I'd be mad as shit at your ass. It had came out recently about the 3-time Olympic medalist sprinter Tori Bowie. She passed away. And I know it was a lot of speculation that was going on because they never put out the reason why she passed. And of course, in this day and age, people can't just pass from natural causes or other things. It has to be related to, you know, conspiracy theories around COVID and all that stuff. And I hate that we are in this this space that people just can't die naturally or be sick from this or that, and it just has to be related to this, and I hate it because it's not true. But come to find out, they finally released that she died during childbirth with complication with childbirth. And it is sad, and a sad reality that a lot of black women face. More black, and that it holds true to the fact that more black people, or I should say more black women, die or have complications during childbirth. And it's just a sad reality. And I just feel so bad. I feel so bad. Like, that really just took me out, because every time I hear about somebody that's going through something with their child or having issues and complications during childbirth, after childbirth, before childbirth, I just think about my mom when her last pregnancy, and she almost died. You know what I'm saying? So I hope everything is condolences to the family, and they lifting each other up. And y'all just get in space, okay? Please. Dude that played Nomar on Wakanda Forever, baby, he got, some lady came out and said, you know, accused him of sexual assault. And he said a false accusation was said about me, and it spread like wildfire, and I can't let it go unchallenged any longer. About a year ago, he dated Elena for several months. It was entirely consensual at the times, as countless others can attest. And throughout it, it was loving, warm, and mutually supportive relationship. It ended. After it ended, Elena began to misrepresent our interactions, both privately and in front of groups of mutual friends. As a result, a few months ago, I engaged a legal team to commence the appropriate actions to protect my reputation and refute these irresponsible false claims that can get great prejudice and damage. Although I am by no means perfect, I know that these allegations are simply untrue, and while I will always work to improve myself, I need to contest claims that are both false and offensive. She accused him basically of exploiting her labor without paying her, and sharing an episode of a podcast that basically was talking about, I don't know. I just know she accused him of sexual assault. She was a saxophonist, and now he's trying to say that he already knew that she probably would do something like this, because she been saying that trying to put it out there and destroy his reputation. That's what I'm getting out of this. And I don't know. Okay, I'm not gonna say that she lying, and I'm not gonna say that he lying. I'm just gonna say somebody ain't telling the truth. Okay, because at the end of the day, his statement sounds just like everybody else's statement who claims that they ain't do nothing, and then come to find out that they did. And there's proof, but now you trying to say that y'all ended mutually, but the relationship was loving, it was this, it was that, and it's people that can attest to it. It's people that can attest to it that was in y'all presence. But they don't know what was going on behind the scenes when they weren't in your presence. You know what I'm saying? And we just don't know. I hope it's some more stuff that comes out that can either refute this or, you know, prove this. I don't know. I just know this is not a good look. Again, same thing that happened to Jonathan Majors. Now you got this sexual assault on this guy. It's just irritating. It's just irritating. And we live in a day and age that you just can't put anything past anybody. That's why I don't get attached to people like that no more. Like, no, I just can't. Moving on from that. Did y'all hear the rumors about Khalees and Bill Murray supposed to be together? Khalees is 43 years old. Bill Murray is 72. Wrinkled. Nothing sexy. Old man. Somebody asked her about it, and she said, I ain't finna answer that. I ain't finna bother with nothing, setting nothing straight. Listen, I just hope it's a lie. People saw them in the picture together. I know her husband just died recently. and maybe she going through a grief process. Maybe it was a misunderstanding, or you know how they do when they see people together, they just walk in and they could be friends, or somebody took a picture of them and people all of a sudden just want to say that they're together, and that's not really the case. I really hope it's not the case. Cause at least what? Of all people, that is so odd. So odd. But the peoples is really wilding out. They are really wilding out, and I just want to read this to y'all because I want y'all to just understand. It felt like I was looking at an episode of Love During Lockup mixed with 60 Days In, mixed with an episode of Oz, mixed with the episode of Orange is the New Black and Wentworth. You know, that's what it felt like. Because just listen. A Fulton County deputy has been arrested and accused of having an inappropriate relationship with an inmate. According to the Fulton County Sheriff Office, Akiba Corin Stanley was charged with reckless conduct, violation of office, violation of oath of office, conspiracy to commit a felony, and hindering apprehension or punishment of a criminal. These charges came after a search warrant was issued to seize a computer of the defendant's attorney that revealed Stanley was in a relationship with Kristen Eppinger. The two reportedly communicated through Instagram and a cell phone. The sheriff's office also stated that Stanley had allegedly agreed to help Kristen smuggle items and also accused of handling contraband from one of Christian's relatives. If it weren't enough, she also visited Christian in his cell. According to the Atlantic Journal-Constitution, Christian was using his lawyer's laptop to communicate with several individuals through Instagram, and deputies also realized that Stanley was amongst one of those people, right? The pair got caught after an investigator with the sheriff's office saw Christian write a message, smile, and look at Stanley, who then typed something on her Apple Watch before smiling back at Christian. An investigation confirmed that Christian and the deputy were texting each other about after their social media accounts were traced back to them. There were other instances where Stanley and Christian displayed an inappropriate relationship, and Christian brought Stanley a birthday card from the jail commissary in April. So you got this man spending his little 25 cents that he earned working. You know, it took him at least 3 weeks to get that 25 cents to buy you a birthday card, girl. Well, he couldn't even make it himself. He had to bag. The following month, Christian got into a tussle with another officer, and Stanley allegedly stood by and didn't detain him while other deputies stepped in. And according to a warrant, Stanley rubbed his back in the scuffle and said, "Look at me, baby." I said, "Bitch, look at me, baby. Don't worry about it. I ain't gonna never let them hurt you no more, okay? Just look at me, look at me, look at me. I got you, baby." I said, "Bitch, y'all be letting these niggas just fuck y'all mans up." Okay, for real, for real. Christian's lawyer, Eric Johnson, is also accused of being a co-conspirator after letting his client message people on his laptop. The judge for the case severed the case from a much bigger YSL RICO case. So you mean to tell me you are already in the thing with the YSL RICO case, and you up here just making it worse for yourself by fucking around with the fucking officer, and y'all can't even do that shit in a way that y'all ain't gonna get... What happened to not leaving a paper trail, literally? Y'all could have been leaving notes with each other. See, everything's so technical. You realize that the technology is just gonna be tracking everything. Baby, write that shit down on a napkin, pass it, and then read it, and then swallow it. What the fuck? Y'all haven't learned yet. Oh my God, just ignorant. And now Stanley got arrested, and she in jail with $1 million bond. I said, now bitch, you didn't let a nigga that you probably ain't even get the dick from yet get you in jail and get you head over heels. Like, how do y'all do this? I can never. Now both y'all asses is deprived. Oh my God. I can't. Girl, y'all ever been if somebody was in jail, let me ask y'all this. If you worked the jail, would you ever do some shit like that? Smuggle in stuff for people, get hooked onto an inmate. Would y'all do that? Would y'all risk it? I wouldn't. I don't care how fine she is, I wouldn't. Okay? Because I like my freedom. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, she gonna stay behind them bars. I need to go home. I'm sorry. Toodles. Anyway, and the last thing, the Unabomber dead. Okay? Y'all don't remember the Unabomber. Some of y'all a little bit young. But back in the day, like in 95, 98, he, from 1978 to 1995, he was mailing shit off and, you know, blowing mailbox up and everything. It was a mess. I mean, everybody named Mama was looking for him. Baby, he was out there in the cabin in the woods, okay? He was giving us Justin Timberlake, a man in the woods, in his little log cabin. They found his ass, and he went to trial. Girl, they locked his ass up, and he died up in his cell. 81 years old. It was a lot of shit that was going on back in the day that I'm glad I wasn't conscious of because I was too young to understand the shit. But as I read about it now, I'm be like, damn. Like all the serial killing and stuff that went down back in the day and all the freaking bomb. It was a lot. It was a lot. But anyway, you guys, I hope you had, first of all, I hope you made it to the end of this video. And if you did, thank you very, very much. Second of all, I hope you guys have a beautiful week. Why is it that when I came back from Puerto Rico, it was hot as shit up in Puerto Rico, and when we came back to Chicago, do you know it was like brick cold outside? Mind you, we in shorts and stuff, and we come outside, and I mean the air hit us, and we sitting there like this, freezing. I come up into my place, and I was like, God damn, do I need to turn the heat on? It was such a mind fuck, but hey, it was a good time. But again, I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful week. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you guys, what's today? Friday. Peace.